So, like many people, I first became aware of Signal Hill as a kid as I was driving along the 405. I saw the big tanks. There used to be that giant collapsible tank for oil storage along the road. And then one day I drove up to the top of the hill and I saw they were starting to build homes up there. And I thought, oh my God, this is such a beautiful spot. I had no idea it was here. It would be really cool to live there someday. And of course, I couldn't afford to buy my house up there at the time. And I lived in Long Beach for a number of years. And in 2008, the dream house that I had always wanted to buy was available. And so my husband and I moved to Signal Hill, and we've been enjoying the views up there ever since. What I really love about Signal Hill is that it's so conveniently located. It's really in the heart of it all. It's close to Orange County. It's close to everything Long Beach has to offer. And it's a small enough city that you know your neighbor, and you can walk over to their house and you can have dinner, and you can get involved in a lot of things in the city and really make a difference. And so I love the small town atmosphere, and most of the folks that live there have moved there fairly recently. And so it is this really eclectic group of folks. We have retirees, we have young families, and so you get to meet a lot of folks from different walks of life that you probably wouldn't have met in a more well-established older neighborhood. Hi, I'm Keir Jones. I'm the Vice Mayor of the City of Signal Hill. And if you want to learn more about the city, watch this video. I grew up as a Boy Scout and earning my rank of Eagle, so community service is really ingrained in me. And I found that it's really important to get folks around us involved in our city. We really have a very special place in Signal Hill. And the more folks that come out and are part of the process as we continue to grow, build, and help each other, the better the city will be. And so I feel like you can see a lot of the efforts of those that have came before us by serving that we enjoy today. And for me, community service and serving in a public office is really about continuing that trend and giving back to the next generation. So I was inspired to run for office when I found out that Mike Knoll was retiring from council. Mike Knoll had served the city for a very long time and really helped the city grow and establish a plan that we're all enjoying today. And so I felt it was important to continue to keep a mindset very similar to his on council. And I had become much more politically active and involved when Prop 8 came out, and I saw the effects of other people making decisions that might not be to my best interest. And so from that point on, I've been very active politically in trying to make sure that my voice is at the table representing folks that think like me. And in this case with Signal Hill, I feel like we have a lot of potential left, and I wanted to make sure that we really created a special place for the next generation. So running for city council, my goal was to help create the plan and establish kind of the next 20 years and the next 40 years of what we hope Signal Hill will look like. And as we go from an oil production town to becoming much more of a residential city with the next up-and-coming jobs and industries, it was really important to help shape that picture. And so for me, a couple of my goals going forward in the next few years is I want to see the city connected from north to south. As we establish new residential neighborhoods, I'd like to see our trail system integrating throughout the city and really creating a city feeling. And then as we look at new commercial and retail zones, to create a downtown place. So we have this sense of community when we gather together that this is our city and we're proud of it. And so as I'm looking to the future, those two goals are always in mind as we look at our housing goals as a city, and as we look at new ways to create jobs in our city. I'm also looking at keeping this a very special place that we all are proud of. So we talk a lot about social justice in the last few years in particular, And for me, that has been a long-standing goal. And diversity and inclusion are also very important in creating a community where we are all at the table, we all feel represented, and the decisions are reflective of our residents. And so for me, I have already established a pattern of trying to get more and more folks involved and feeling like they're part of our city and how it's run and the future of our city. So that started with our commemorative flag policy, where we celebrated different areas of the city. For instance, we had our Cambodian flag raised this year for the first time, remembering Cambodian genocide and that tragedy. We've raised the Pride flag, we've raised the NAACP flag, we've raised the suffrage flag to commemorate the 100th anniversary of women's right to vote. And this year in December, we'll raise the World AIDS Day flag for the first time in the city, which was our largest cause of death in the history of the United States. And as we remember these things, the goal is to never repeat this history. And so I've also introduced the idea of naming our new View Park, Remembrance Park, Memorial Park, Memory Point, with the idea of also sharing some historic moments that have made Signal Hill what it is today, with the hopes that we inspire the next generation and we don't relive the mistakes that we've made in the past. Signal Hill might be a small town, but we offer a lot for our residents. And if you look at our Community Services Department website on cityofsignalhill.org, you'll find that Signal Hill programming is outstanding. We have had trips for our seniors. We're still offering a lot of senior programming through COVID. We have bingo night. We have programs after school. We have a state-of-the-art library now, and you can go in there with programming every week. We have guest lecturers. We have book reading. We have great programs for the kids in there with our dinosaur wall. We have scholarships available for folks that might not be able to afford programming outside of the city, including swimming lessons and other training that you might require. So check out the Signal Hill Community Foundation or the Signal Hill Community Services website to learn more about great programming being offered in our city. There's been lots of news, and you can read our city newsletter for more recent updates. But a couple things that I think you should know. We're getting a new trash can. Sometimes folks are like, what's this new trash can about? The state mandates certain things, and in this case, this is a way to keep things out of different landfills. So we're going to have a recycling can, a trash can, and the new organics can. So watch for that being rolled out. You'll see that soon. The impact to your trash bill is very negligible. The main thing I'm worried about is where am I going to put this extra can and what is it used for? So you'll have an organics can. We're very proud of having our own water department in Signal Hill, and we're using our funds that we're getting from the federal government to put a new main water line in to really upgrade the infrastructure to continue to provide you great water service. The other thing that you can do is look at our city website. Our city council agendas are posted the Friday before the council meetings on Tuesday, and that's a great way to find out what's going on right now in the city, what we're voting on, and also to provide your input so that your voice is heard. The city of Signal Hill is completely surrounded by the city of Long Beach. We're in LA County, and so we have relationships with our neighbors. And so a lot of our city services are provided by our great staff, and the great thing about being in a small town is our staff is very responsive. And then we also have services through LA County. So we have LA County Fire as well as LA County Health. And then we also coordinate, you'll notice this when you go up and down Cherry, traffic lights are coordinated with the city of Long Beach. We do animal control with the city of Long Beach. And so we really leverage our size to bring the best value to our residents so that you can enjoy the benefits of living in such a large urban area while also benefit from having the small town feel and having very specific relationships with those providing services to you. So probably the number one question I get is, Keir, what's going on with this thing or that thing? And so we have a lot of undeveloped land in Signal Hill. A lot of it is because of what had happened before and on the site. And so when you see an undeveloped spot, it might have an earthquake fault running through it, or it might have something abandoned from previous oil production. So most of our undeveloped sites have some kind of issue that needs resolving, which makes it also tricky for development. The projects that go there have to be able to earn enough money to clean up whatever mess or to build the engineering to withstand the earthquake that might happen there. And so in those sites, because we do have a few pretty large ones, I'm hoping that we can also use that to create the places that we all like to gather, or help build our next economic driver, or create housing that's in such short supply in our city. So I would say when we look to the future, a lot of those empty parcels will be much more mixed use, where we have some type of commercial use mixed with residential, and its main goal in those facilities is to create places where we're interacting on a regular basis and gathering. When we look at the next 10 years and the dream list of places that I would like to see us add to our city facilities would be potentially a community center. I've talked a lot to folks that would like to see a theater or an outside amphitheater type of scenario where we could have concerts or we could have plays. We also would like to have more facilities for our students and for our seniors. And as we go into a more fitness lifestyle, which I need to get back into myself, hopefully we could maybe add a pool or some type of recreational equipment as well in that community center. Our city is only as good as the residents' involvement, and so we really need to hear from you when you have an idea, you would like to see something improved, there's an idea you have for a program you'd like to see the city engage in. It takes you calling the city, getting on the city council meeting, it's a Zoom meeting, or coming in person, and sharing your viewpoint. It's very important that residents share what's important to them, what they'd like to see, what they're worried about, so that we can address them as a city and make it the dream city we're all hoping it can be. To keep informed about what's going on in the city, go to cityofsignalhill.org. Sign up for our e-newsletter. We also send out a mailed newsletter. We have a Facebook page. There's a Twitter account. But to learn more, go to the city website, sign up, get involved. If you enjoyed this conversation about the city of Signal Hill, go visit the Signal Hill website at cityofsignalhill.org to learn more and get involved.